Welcome, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Ria Garza. I'm a University of Texas at Arlington graduate student, and today's presentation is a book review on John C. Maxwell's 5 Levels of Leadership. Now, John C. Maxwell is an internationally respected leadership expert. He's a speaker and author. He speaks each year to Fortune 500 companies, presidents of nations, and many of the world's top business leaders. He is the founder of Equip, which is a nonprofit organization that has trained more than 5 million leaders in 126 countries. Maxwell is a New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and Business Week best-selling author. He is the recipient of the Mother Teresa Prize for Global Peace and Leadership for the Luminary Leadership Network. The purpose of the 5 levels of leadership is to define leading. Maxwell breaks down leading into understandable steps. He provides in-depth explanations and examples of each of the 5 levels of leadership and how one can move from one level to the next to become a more influential, respected, and successful leader. The steps are position, permission, production, people development, and pinnacle. Pinnacle being the final stage. Not very many leaders get to this level, but that's a goal that we all want to get to. The 5 levels of leadership also provides a game plan for leadership, development, and aligns leadership practices, principles, and values. The targeted audience for this book is anyone looking to improve their leadership skills and become a more effective leader in any type of organization. So it's for new leaders and current leaders. The strengths of the 5 levels of leadership are, in the beginning of the book, there's a 4-part questionnaire that's embedded in the book, and that allows you to understand where one stands in their leadership journey. One can self-reflect on their instincts and self-preparation. This will allow for growth in leadership. Each level is broken down by chapter, so that's another strength. He references to previous levels since each level builds upon one another, like a building block effect. So that's definitely a strength that this book has, is referring back to the previous level so that way you can continue to build on it. Throughout the book, when discussing the levels of leadership, Maxwell references renowned leaders. He also makes references to his own personal journey through leadership. So that helps you be able to reflect and correlate it with life situations. The shortcomings of the 5 levels of leadership are, even though the leadership assessment is a strength, it can also be considered a weakness. And I say that because it's a 4-part questionnaire, and parts 3 and 4 require input from others. Though input and feedback from team members is important, it may take time to get these returned back to you and may impede your moving forward. Also, these questionnaires are not anonymous, so team members and peers may not be forthcoming with their honest opinions, maybe fearing that they may hurt your feelings, so you won't get a true perspective of how they feel. Another weakness is repetition. This can cause the leader to lose focus and interest. The 5 levels of leadership objectives are achieved. Maxwell defines leading as a verb and not a noun. It is a process and not a position. The 5 levels of leadership are thoroughly explained. The first level is position. In this level, you are followed by your employees because they have to. You're given a title, so they have to follow you. Permission is the second level. Your employees follow you because they want to. You've built their trust, and now they want to follow you. Production. This 3rd level acknowledges that relationships alone aren't sufficient. People development is the 4th level. A leader is followed and respected despite of his title because he has proven skills and coaching others. Pinnacle, which is the final level. Leaders understand that the ultimate goal is to develop more leaders. By doing this, one can influence the team and continue to improve and eventually be future leaders of the company. The 5 levels of leadership clear steps to leadership growth. He provides a guide to grow through each level in order to progress to the next level. For example, through level 2. He provides a breakdown of guidelines to help one grow as a leader. Maxwell aligns leadership and correlates practices, principles, and values. Where practice is an action, principle is an external truth, and when we internalize principles, it becomes part of our values. Now, I would like to highly recommend this book to leaders of all levels looking to improve their leadership skills. Anyone can benefit from reading this book. In the words of John Wooden, when you're through learning, you're through. Thank you, and I hope that you have enjoyed this book review on the 5 Levels of Leadership by John C. Maxwell.